Academy YouTube channel. Okay, next part in the breathing and exchange of gases. This is the third part. In the first part, we learned what are the different types of respiratory organs. In the second part, we learned some part of the human respiratory system like external nostrils, we learned nasal chambers, next nasopharynx up to larynx. We learned in second part. Okay, in this part, we will try to learn two parts here in the respiratory tract. Okay, one is trachea, the other one is trachea and bronchi and bronchioles. Okay, let us start with the trachea. Okay, here is a small exercise from the previous parts. Okay, you can try these bits. Spiders and scorpions perform aerial respiration through an anaerobic respiration. Anaerobic respiration causes respiratory organs in the larvae of amphibians, and the chemical breakdown of nutrient that occurs inside the living cells of humans is called the part of the nasal chamber with hair and prevents the entry of dust particles is. And the next one is which part of the nasal chamber is involved in conditioning the temperature of the inhaled air. Name the three. It is also 2 marks important. The three twisted bony plates, three thin twisted bony plates present in the respiratory part of the nasal chamber are called the pair of external nostrils. The pair of external nostrils located above the. Okay, these are the bits you can try. Okay, these topics were covered in the previous parts, previous two parts. Okay, come to the today's part. Trachea, very important one. You are familiar with the term trachea. You learned in cockroach also tracheal system, chelopods and diplopods and hexapoda. In those classes of arthropoda phylum, the respiratory organs are trachea. Okay, we have trachea. Trachea is the windpipe. Common name of trachea is windpipe. Esophagus, food pipe. Larynx, common name, voice box. Sorry, it is a straight tube extending up to mid-thoracic cavity. Okay, it is extending up to the mid-thoracic cavity. The wall of the trachea is supported by C-shaped cartilaginous rings which are made up of hyaline cartilage. You can see the rings here, C-shaped cartilaginous rings. Okay, here, for example, if this is the trachea, okay, assume it as a trachea. Here there are rings are present. Okay, see this. This is the anterior view or ventral view. This is the ventral view or this is the ventral view. Okay, on this ventral view, you can see the rings. If you see the other view, this is the ventral view or anterior view. This is the dorsal view or posterior view. If you see ring only extended up to not complete ring like the rings that we wear to our fingers, that ring is round, but these rings are only C-shape. Okay, if you see this total ring, okay, this ring is like this. Okay, on this side the ring is complete, but on the back side, when you see the dorsal side, back side, okay, the ring is incomplete. For example, imagine your hand is okay, or this lower arm. Okay, this is one trachea. If you see here, Okay, these fingers covering the entire part here, but backside it is not covering here. Okay, that means it looks like this C letter. Okay, the C-shaped cartilaginous rings are present in the. You can see here these incomplete rings here. The ring is okay. This is a posterior view. Posterior view. Okay, there the ring is not complete here. Total, when you see the ring is C shape. They are made up of hyaline cartilage. The wall of the trachea is supported by C-shaped rings of hyaline cartilage, you learned in first year, intermediate first year. These rings are incomplete dorsally. Where are they incomplete? They are incomplete. They are incomplete dorsally. What is their function? They keep the trachea always open. Okay, a balloon, when not, air is not present in the balloon, it collapses. Okay, whether you breathe or not, our trachea is always kept open, whether you breathe air or not. During inspiration, during expiration, all the time, our trachea is kept open without closing. Okay, how it is kept open? Okay, because the trachea is supported by the wall of the trachea is supported by C-shaped rings, and these rings are incomplete on which side? Backs, that means dorsal side. And what do? They keep the trachea always open, and they prevent the collapse of the trachea. Okay, some of the important points here. Okay, trachea is commonly called windpipe. It lies on which side? Ventral side. Okay, behind this one, you can observe the trachea position here. Okay, this is the This is the esophagus, food pipe. Okay, this is food pipe, and this is windpipe. Okay, this is the ventral side of our body. This is the dorsal side of our body. Okay, trachea on which side? Trachea is on the ventral side. You have to remember. Okay, look, come here. Okay, it is very important point. This is the ventral side. Okay, this is the dorsal side of the trachea. Okay, this is the ventral side of the trachea. Okay, behind this one, this is the dorsal side of the trachea. On the dorsal side of the trachea, what is present? Esophagus is present. Here there are two pipes. There are two pipes. One is behind the other. Okay, imagine this is the windpipe. This is the food pipe. Food pipe. Like the two pipes are there. Okay, this is the ventral side of the windpipe. This is the dorsal side of the windpipe. On the dorsal side of the windpipe, what is present? Foot pipe. It is very important point. Our foot pipe is present on the dorsal side of the windpipe. Okay, larynx, it lies on the ventral side of our body. Its length is around 10 to 12 centimeters. It extends from the larynx. It extends from the larynx. Okay, it extends from the larynx up to this is the larynx. It extends from the larynx up to mid thoracic cavity. It extends up to mid thoracic cavity up to here. Okay, that is the mid thoracic cavity. It is starting from the larynx and extends up to mid thoracic cavity. And it has C-shaped cartilaginous rings which are made up of hyaline cartilage. And what type of epithelium is present here? Pseudo stratified ciliated epithelium, very important epithelium here. You can observe here this part. This is the trachea part. If you cut and observe here, okay, here you can see pseudo stratified ciliated columnar epithelium. Pseudo a stratified columnar. It is a columnar epithelium, simple columnar epithelium, but it appears like stratified. Strata means layers. Okay, it appears like it has many layers. Okay, you can. This is a basement membrane. Epithelial tissue rests on basement membrane, and here are the cells. Okay, this is one columnar cell, and this is the another columnar cell, and this is the another columnar cell. Okay, like that, these cells are arranged here. Okay, this is the nucleus. This is the nucleus of the cell, and this is the another cell. Okay, these cells, okay, they appear in two rows. Actually, they are in one row. Okay, nucleus is in different position here. Okay, in some cells, nucleus is here. In some cells, nucleus is here, and cell size of the cell is also different. Okay, all cells are in contact with the basement. This is the basement membrane. All the which is the dead membrane, basement membrane, dead membrane, which is produced by the connective tissue. It consists of two lamina, reticular lamina, basal lamina. It is produced by the connective tissue. The reticular lamina is produced connective tissue. Epithelial tissue produces the basal lamina. Okay, these all cells are in contact with the basement membrane. It appears in multi-layered, but actually in reality it is a single-layered one. It is called pseudo-stratified ciliated columnar epithelium. Very important point. Okay, right. So next one, muscles. What type of muscles are present in our respiratory tract? Here, the type of muscles are smooth muscles. We learned earlier in the gastrointestinal tract. There are in the muscularis externa. There are smooth muscles. Here also there are smooth muscles. And what type of rings are these? C-shaped rings. They open on dorsal side. Okay, these rings are complete. These rings are complete. Okay, these are complete on one side, ventral side. This is ventral side. On the dorsal side, the rings open on the dorsal side towards. Here there is another pipe, food pipe, esophagus. Okay, towards esophagus. They prevent collapse and of trachea and yellow keep trachea open. In cockroach also there are trachea, Okay, how do trachea of cockroach are prevented from collapse? Okay, they are prevented from collapsing by, there are structures called tenidia. You learn the structure of trachea. Okay, there is a epithelium, basement membrane here, basal lamina. Above that there is a epithelial cell, and above that there is another chitinous cuticle. Sorry, chitinous cuticle, and this chitinous cuticle produce spiral thickenings. These thickenings are called tenidia, singularly called tenidium, which prevent the trachea of the cockroach. This is the trachea of the cockroach that is prevented from collapsing like our trachea by not C-shaped rings, by tenidium, singularly tenidia. Okay, that's about the trachea. Here there are C-shaped rings are present, and these are incomplete on the posterior side. And internally the trachea is lined by pseudo-stratified ciliated columnar epithelium. Okay, that's about trachea, which is otherwise called as windpipe. Next, come to the next part, that is bronchi and bronchioles. What's that? Bronchi and bronchioles. On entering the mid-thoracic cavity, our trachea divides. Okay, after entering into the mid-thoracic cavity, okay, here, okay, after entering the mid-thoracic cavity, okay, here it is dividing into two branches. It is divided into two branches. Okay, those are called, what do we call those branches? Okay, this is one right bronchus, and this is the right bronchus, and this is the left bronchus. Okay, after entering into the mid thoracic cavity here, the trachea is dividing into two branches here. Okay, these are called at the level of, where do they divide? On entering the mid thoracic cavity, the trachea divides at the level of fifth thoracic vertebra. Okay, we have 12 thoracic vertebrae on the backside. In the vertebral column in the adults, there are 26 bones. In the thorax, we have 12 bones. Okay, at the level of T5, we call it a T5, TV5. You can remember. Okay, thoracic vertebra 5. Okay, at the level of the thoracic vertebra 5, our trachea divides into, okay, trachea is like this one. It is extended into the chest up to fifth thoracic vertebra. At the level of TV5, TV5 thoracic vertebra 5. It divides into two branches. Okay, into right and left and primary bronchi. Similarly, we call bronchus. Right bronchus, left primary bronchus, right primary bronchus. Now, the each primary bronchus enters into the corresponding lung. Okay, this is the right one. It enters into the right lung. It is the left one. It enters into the left lung. Okay, the right lung is larger than the left lung. Okay, it enters into the, okay, this is the right primary bronchus, this is the left primary bronchus. Similarly, we call bronchus, both together called bronchi, primary bronchi. Each primary bronchus enters the corresponding lung. Okay, that means right primary bronchus enters into right lung, left primary bronchus enters into the left lung. Okay, each primary bronchus enters into corresponding lung and divides into secondary bronchi and further divide into tertiary bronchi. It again further divides and form secondary bronchi. It further divides and form tertiary bronchi. Like that they divide. You can observe here. This is the trachea. Okay, trachea dividing here. This is the trachea. Here it divides into primary bronchus, the left primary bronchus. This is the right primary bronchus. Okay, this primary divides into, it is forming, it further divide and form secondary bronchus. The secondary bronchus again it divided here. It divided and formed tertiary bronchi. How many bronchi are there? Trachea first, then here primary bronchus, then secondary bronchus, then tertiary bronchus. Three bronchi are there. Primary bronchi, secondary bronchi, tertiary bronchi. Observe here, the tertiary bronchi again divides and forms some other structures. They are not given here. Okay, it again divides and form. Okay, this is the, what we call this one, primary bronchiole. Primary bronchiole. Now I am talking about, and it again divides and forms secondary bronchiole. Again divides and forms tertiary bronchiole. Then it divides and forms terminal bronchiole, and finally it forms the respiratory bronchiole. Like that, bronchioles, there are primary bronchiole, secondary bronchiole, tertiary bronchiole, terminal bronchiole, and respiratory bronchiole. There are 5 bronchioles are there. Primary bronchiole, secondary bronchiole, tertiary bronchiole, and terminal bronchiole, and respiratory bronchiole. Primary, secondary, tertiary, terminal, and respiratory bronchiole. These are the different types of bronchioles. Okay, each respiratory bronchiole, okay, each primary bronchus enters into the corresponding lung and divides into secondary bronchi. It further divides into tertiary bronchi. Each tertiary bronchus divides and redivides to form primary bronchiole, secondary bronchiole, tertiary bronchiole, terminal bronchiole, and respiratory bronchiole is the final one. Each respiratory bronchiole now it terminates in the cluster of alveolar ducts. Okay, it ends. Terminates means ends. Each respiratory bronchiole ends in a cluster of alveolar ducts. Each alveolar duct terminates in the alveolar sac. Okay, alveolar duct terminates in alveolar sac. Okay, the bronchi and initial bronchioles are supported by incomplete cartilaginous rings. You know trachea. Trachea is supported by C-shaped cartilaginous rings. Bronchi, and that means primary bronchi, secondary bronchi, tertiary bronchi. And initial bronchioles, not all bronchioles, some of the initial bronchioles are supported by incomplete cartilaginous rings. Okay, totally cartilaginous rings are present in trachea, bronchi, and in some Okay, initial bronchioles are supported by incomplete cartilaginous ring. Cartilaginous rings are not only present in trachea, they are also present in bronchi and bronchioles also. Okay, the branching network of trachea, bronchi, and bronchioles constitute the pulmonary tree. Observe here the tree here. Okay, this is the inverted pulmonary tree. This is the tree upside down. Okay, this is the trunk of the tree. These are the branches. We also have tree here. This is the trunk. Okay, this is the trunk. This is the trunk of the tree. This is the trunk of our respiratory, our pulmonary tree. This is the trunk, and then the trunk divides into branches. Now it divides into branches. Okay, respiratory system is like a large inverted tree. Our respiratory system is like a large inverted tree. Large trunk. This trunk is nothing but a trachea. The trunk is compared to trachea, and two main branches. The two main branches are compared. Two main branches are compared to main branches are compared to bronchi, and smaller branches are compared to, here we can observe, these are the bronchi, and smaller branches are compared to bronchioles, and leaves are compared to alveolar sacs. Okay, in the leaves exchange of gases take place through stomata. Here also gas exchange takes place. Okay, in this way we can compare our respiratory system with a large inverted tree. The tree has the larger trunk. Our respiratory system has a trachea. The main branches here bronchi. We can compare the smaller branches of a tree with our bronchioles. We can compare the leaves with the alveolar sacs. Okay, this is the comparison of our respiratory system with the large inverted tree. Okay, next one. What is meant by asthma? Okay, many of you are familiar with the term asthma, because in our society there are a large section of people are suffering from asthma, especially in the cities, where metropolitan cities like Delhi, where pollution is very high. Okay, at the end of this lesson, you will learn disorders. Okay, I am explaining here because okay, it is related to bronchi and bronchioles. As I am explaining here, bronchi and bronchioles. Okay, I felt it is appropriate to explain that word disorder here. Okay, I am explaining one disorder. What is the disorder? Asthma. Okay, in asthma, which part is affected? Bronchi and bronchioles are affected. Bronchi and bronchioles. Okay, what are affected here? These are the bronchi. Okay, bronchi and bronchioles are affected in asthma. Okay, which is caused by allergy. There are some allergens in our atmosphere. The agents which cause allergy are called allergens. What are the symptoms of asthma? Allergens cause the production of, okay, when allergens enter into our respiratory tract, they cause the production of histamine. Okay, this histamine causes the spasms of the smooth muscles. You can see the tightened smooth muscles here. Spasms. Spasm means sudden involuntary. You can observe here muscle spasm. Okay, this is the normal bronchiole. This one. Okay, bronchi and whether it is bronchi or bronchiole, this is the normal one. And here, asthmatic attack. The person who has asthma, his bronchi are like this one. Next one here, after using medicine, okay, it again become normal. Okay, observe the muscle here. This is the muscle. Here, muscle involuntary, they contracted. Therefore, this is the lumen. Here, the lumen becomes narrow compared to this one. Here, smaller lumen is present here. Okay, asthma trigger. Okay, because of allergen, asthma trigger is allergen. Because of allergen, okay, histamine is produced. It causes the muscle spasm. These are the smooth muscles, as I told you. Okay, in the trachea there are smooth muscles. Here also in the bronchi and bronchiole there are smooth muscles are present in its wall. and these muscles here spasm, sudden involuntary contractions occur, and now the muscles here relaxed after using the medicine. Okay, that's about asthma. Asthma is one of the respiratory disorder. In asthma, bronchi and bronchioles are affected, which is caused by allergen. Okay, allergens which cause allergy. Symptoms: allergens cause the production of histamine. Histamine causes the spasm of smooth muscle, and thickness of the wall increases. Okay, observe here. Okay, this is a normal airway. This is the asthmatic airway. Asthmatic airway during the attack here. If you observe here, this is the lumen. Okay, here there is a large lumen in the normal person. Here the lumen is very small one, therefore air cannot enter. Okay, thickness of the wall increases. Here the thickness of the wall increase. This is the thickness of the wall increased here. Okay, thickness of the wall increases, and shortage of breath and wheezing, coughing. You can remember as a WBC. W stands for wheezing, one type of sound when they are sleeping, and they also see coughing and breath, shortness of breath, difficulty in breathing. These are the symptoms of asthma. Okay, this is called bronchial spasm. Later we will learn about another spasm, vascular spasm, in the process of mechanism of blood clotting. Next, another disorder related to bronchi, that is called bronchitis. Itis means inflammation. Earlier we learned the different itis, inflammation of gums is called gingivitis, inflammation of tongue is called glossitis, inflammation of tonsils is called tonsillitis, inflammation of stomach is called gastritis, inflammation of tonsils is called tonsillitis. We learned different types of inflammations. Okay, here bronchi are affected. That's why it is called bronchitis, inflammation of bronchi, and it is caused by infection. And symptoms: inflammation of muscle, mucous membrane here, inflammation of mucous membrane, and lumen of for air passage it decreases. Lumen for air passage decreases, and here shortage of breathing, cough, a cough with sputum or phlegm. Phlegm. Okay, shortage of, we call in Telugu kalla. Okay, here the cough with sputum or phlegm occurs. These are the symptom here. Inflammation of mucous membrane here, and therefore here also. Okay, if this is the normal bronchi singularly called bronchus, and here because of infection. Okay, here more mucus is formed. Okay, because of this mucus. Okay, here the lumen decreases. Here this is the normal lumen. Therefore, air can pass here. Here air cannot pass. Okay, that's why here shortage of breathing, and there is another one coughing with sputum and phlegm. Okay, the trachea divides at the level of T5. Okay, you can observe here bifurcation. Our state earlier Andhra Pradesh, United Andhra Pradesh. Now it is the TS Telangana state and Andhra Pradesh. And like that here there is a trachea. Before bifurcation it is called trachea. After bifurcation, after division, it is the right primary bronchus, then it is divided to left primary bronchus. Okay, this division occurs at the level of TB5, thoracic vertebra 5. Okay, at the level of it bifurcates, divides into two branches. Okay, our respiratory tract has different types of epithelial tissue at different parts. Our mouth has one type of epithelium, pharynx has one type of epithelium, upper part of the esophagus has one type of epithelium, lower part of the esophagus has one type of epithelium, stomach has one type of epithelium, intestine and anus. These all different parts of the alimentary canal to suit its functions. Okay, different types of epithelial tissue are present. Similarly, different parts of the respiratory tract also, depending on its function, there are different types of epithelia present. Okay, you must know what are the different types of epithelia present in our, okay, gastrointestinal tract. In our pharynx we have, Okay, okay, keratinized, stratified squamous epithelium is present. That means multi-layered. In the upper part of the esophagus, also same one. Okay, stratified means multi-layered. Okay, keratinized. Okay, sorry, non-keratinized. In the pharynx, also non-keratinized, stratified squamous epithelium is present. In our stomach, columnar epithelium without cilium. Okay, that is present. Next, in the intestine, also columnar epithelium. At the anus, okay, there is a stratified, okay, non-ciliated, okay, non-keratinized, okay, stratified squamous epithelium is present at the anus to protect the our walls of the inner walls of the anus. Okay, similarly, our respiratory tract also consists of different types of epithelial tissue at different locations. As I told you in the previous slide, pseudostratified ciliated columnar epithelium is present in trachea as well as in all bronchi. It is present. Simple columnar epithelium is present in the major bronchioles. Simple cuboidal epithelium is present in the minor bronchioles, and simple squamous epithelium is present in the alveolus. Okay, it is you have to note down. It is not given in your textbook. It is very important. You come across these points in different places. You learn this one in the epithelial tissue. You have to note down this one. Okay, that's the end of this part. I hope this video makes sense and it is helpful to you. Okay, if you feel it is helpful to you, press like button, share it, and subscribe to Laksha YouTube channel. Okay, thanks for watching this channel, this video. Okay, I will come up with next video. In the next part we will discuss lungs.